Okay, I'm going to do a bit of a van tour here because I love van tours, and I'm just going to go for it. Unlike other people, I have not cleaned this. You can see there's dirt and mud and all over it. This is how it is on a daily basis. I haven't tidied it. It's probably due a car wash. I might do that today, but for the most part, this is exactly how it is on a day-to-day basis. So I'm going to start with the front, which is it's a 2007 Mercedes Vito. It's the extra long. It's old as tea, but it's never ever let me down. Well, let me down once, but look, it's one of those things. Yeah, I don't know how long I have it. So in the front here, there's not much. I keep my rubbish bags down here. I have Apple CarPlay here for my maps and everything. Car seat for the kids. My Lego for the kids. And then I have a dash cam up here. There's loads of storage actually in this. There's a bit of sun cream. There's storage under the middle seat as well. There's 3 seats across the front. 6-speed. Nice little job. Okay. And then on the passenger side sliding door, this is the way I have it set up here now. I'll try to zoom out here a little bit now. So I have my gloves. I have packaging tape, which is handy when I'm taking long lengths of timber on the roof. Small stuff like 2x1 PAO. It's handy to stop them flapping around at the front, or even like fascia board and stuff like that. It's handy to put tape around the front of it to stop it flapping when it's on the roof rack. I have my long SDS bits here, 3 levels. What's that? 2 foot, 4 foot, and 3 foot. Yeah. Then I have these little bins here. Oh, I have my mixing paddle here, look. It just goes on the end of my SDS bit. And these little bins, I have inserts for plastic pipe. I have snap over pipe clips. I love these things. I have a couple of push on blanks just for when I'm doing bits and pieces. Then I have compression. Like, I don't really do much more than 1/2 inch stuff. I rarely do 3/4. It's usually, from a handyman point of view, I'm usually going in, fixing something in somebody's house and coming out again. So I have T-pieces, straight pieces, and ball valves and elbows. There's a push fit elbow inside there as well. Bit of string, because you never know when you need a bit of string. This is Tex 7 remove all. It's great for grout. A few caulk nozzles, and then down along here I have all these. So I have waist fittings here. 40mm elbow. That's actually a blank. I need to get more 30mm elbows. 40 to 40mm straight in there, and reducers, and then clips. And then down here is 20mm conduit, and down there, take one out to get to that one, is overflow. I have my Stanley sawhorse. They click together. Love this thing. It's very handy. I've cut through it a few times. I tried to put a sacrificial board on top and I'm using it. PVC glue, rubber glue. I have an expanding foam there, expanding foam gun there, but I usually have an actual gun, but it got pinched on me, so I just have this temporarily. I don't use that so very often. Electrical fishing rods. It's just a bit of a gutter with a bit of a thing, screw on cap over the top of it. Don't use them that often, but they're very handy when I do. I have an SDS here with, have two STSs on the van. I have one that I use on a daily basis, which is just a drill. This has the chisel action on it as well. I have an ammo box here with my soldering bits. Hardly ever solder, but sometimes you might get a burst pipe inside a dot and dab wall where like a compression fitting won't fit in behind the plasterboard, so I have to solder. So I have a few bits inside there. Now up here then I have instant spray glue, instant contact adhesive. I have loosens everything like a WD-40, and then I have my graphite spray for locks. Yeah, I get a lot of sticky locks and stuff like that. I don't like putting oil into them, so I use a graphite spray for that. Then my silicones, I'm really low on stuff at the moment. I usually have silicones and caulk. There's the decorator's caulk. Then I have caulk, adhesive, silicone, 3 guns. I have a 10-meter extension lead. Hardly ever use it. Hardly ever use this. Most of my tools are batteries. Very, very rarely I use this. It's usually for running lights or if I need to run my battery chargers. Sorry, this thing here, I 3D printed this holder. I just got it off the internet. They're great. I have loads of little bits and pieces like this. Stanley blades. I can't get over how long this has lasted me. I don't know how many's in it, that's the only thing. It's surely getting to the end now at this stage. And then my gloves, again in a 3D printed holder. These are my plastic gloves. And then I have this tin here that I put all my used blades in. I'm always nervous about throwing them into just a rubbish bag and throwing them into a bin. Somebody cut themselves. So I just have like a money box slit on the top of this tin. And every time I change over a blade, I pop the new one inside there. And a chair for if I ever need to sit down and have me bit of lunch. I think that's everything on this side. We'll go around the other side now. So there's 2 sliding doors in this. So I use the driver's side mostly. The sun is in here now. So this is basically my go-to. This is a magnetic bar along here that I just put all my crap on. It's my Snickers hammer loop. Love this thing because if you ever use a metal hammer loop and then you sit down in the van, this thing is squashy. Love this thing. So all my metal crap and bits and pieces go along here. Then I have my batteries along here as well. Measuring tapes. I have a few magnetic trays here that I just stick on board. More measuring tapes. I have small parts in all these are old spice racks with a magnet on the back of them. So I have small parts in them like tap washers and Jubilee clips and all those kind of stuff. I have edge banding on there. This is actually adhesive edge banding. You don't need to heat it. And my sharpener. And then I have like I usually use like a Pica pencil. That's my go-to. But sometimes if I'm doing a lot of marking, I have this on a little extendable lanyard and I just let it go and it recoils. My impact driver, I have it there because it's grab and go. It's my most used tool, obviously. Then I have bins down here. So this is like my PPE stuff. And it's also a bit of a hold off for crap. So I have gloves, goggles, masks, all that kind of stuff inside there, and all other bits and pieces. Underneath there's my socket set. Then I have on this one sanding blocks and sandpaper, belts, sanding belts for my belt sander. Top one here is tapes, masking tape, insulation tape, double-sided tape, all that kind of stuff. And then the one underneath is vacuum hoover accessories, the kind of attachments. Yeah, there's one of my hoovers. I have loads of hoovers. couple of boxes of screws, a tiny little miter box. I actually only got this because the big one was always floating around, but I like the size of this. Hardly ever use it, but it's handy to have. Then down the side there of my blower, which is again is used all the time for just blowing out the van, blowing off sawdust off tools, but all the time. My little eBay Viking jack things, the lifting jacks, they're rubbish. I bought them for like €40 or something, and I thought to myself, if I find that I used them, I'll buy the real deal. But I don't use them enough to warrant spending €300 on the real deal. And for when I do need them, they do come in handy, and they don't take much space. So they live down there. Have a bit of filler, brackets, just random crap down there. More sockets, big lump hammer, glue for my glue gun is in there. What else? There's a big pry bar inside there. Never know you need that. And then here we have, this is my go-to bag. I'll do another review on that. One of the problems with this bag is when it's in the van it tips over. So I just have this on here to stop it from doing that. So all my main tools here, all my saws, they're all labeled saws. So all my circular saws, jigsaws, angle grinders are inside there. And then there, multi-tool, reciprocating tool. Inside here, that's my SDS, my go-to SDS with my normal bits. For hanging TVs and stuff like that, I use that all the time. General purpose drill, another impact driver. I just find it's my old one, but I keep it around because it's handy having pilot drills and stuff. I like having lots of drills without having to change drill bits. Kind of crap inside here, staple guns, batteries, levels, there's floodlights, battery lights, just all bits of rubbish inside there. This is like absolute rubbish. Bolsters, pin snips, scissors, core drill bits, all sorts of crap inside there. Close. I have another 3D printed Dewalt bracket there for batteries. This is my, so you know when you're just in doing a small job, say I have the multi-tool, I don't use the battery, all of the battery. So the one that I have in use, when I'm not on a job and I'm just running in and out, I kind of try to use one battery at a time, use it up and then charge it. Then up here I have these T-stack drawers. What's in there? Files. There's a couple of squares inside there as well, and screwdrivers in the top one. I have my board lift, my first aid kit, a couple of clamps and a foldable bucket, and then clamps along the top. And then I have my blue roll up there. More clamps. Ooh, my little spray bottle for doing silicone. The next stack. So these are like the Dewalt Toughsystem racking, but I kind of just did it myself. So if you can see here, they're just brackets, that T-slot brackets, and I cut out a bit and I just pull it out. The box comes out, goes back in, and once it's in, it doesn't go anywhere. So down the bottom I have an open box, and this has like consumables in there, mostly screw bits, anchors, concrete, staplers, plumbing parts. They're all down in that box. There's all individual trays all inside there. Inside here is my plunge saw. I have my bandsaw up here, which is a tool that I can't get over how much I use on a daily basis for random stuff. I didn't think I'd use it that much. I stole it off my dad. He never uses it. He bought it, I say he used it once. I took it to do one job. I didn't give it back to him for a while because it sat in the van, and now I find I use it all the time. It's a great tool. Plasterboard, so that's got my collated plasterboard gun inside there, and all my plasterboard stuff, my lift, all my plasterboard tools are inside there. Painting, drop cloths, dust sheets, rollers, brushes, all that kind of stuff. Freaking laser beams. Inside there is, I have a Dewalt green laser and a Bosch red laser. Yeah, they're both inside there. And then this is my work mat. It's waterproof and use this all the time as well. The bag is actually handy as well. I have 2 vacuums. One is wet, one is dry. Inside here I have, what's in there? Just random stuff inside here. Sockets, labeler, kind of small precision screwdrivers and snips, calipers, hole saws. I haven't put anything there. I do plan on putting something, but I'm not sure yet what. And then here is more drill bits, tile drill bits, all my air wedges and Forstner bits there. My pin nailer. And then I have my plasterboard screws are down there, just my random screws. There's also collated screws at the back. They're just different sizes. I also have screws here, just wood screws here on this side. Skateboard, because you know, sometimes you park the van and you need to go somewhere and it's my midlife crisis. On this side, I have my plumbing bag. I'll do another review on both my bags. I have my Martinez hammer, framing hammer, lives in there. I have a sweeping brush. I have a 1.5 meter rail, mask. I have the lights for inside here, which are LEDs, they're grand. I have my fire extinguisher, mask, my plasterboard T-square lives there as well, frame and square, and brush and scoop. And if you're a Gary Larson fan, anatophobia is the fear that somewhere, somehow, a duck is watching you. Inside here is just a caddy. They came, I can't remember, I didn't get them for free, but they were very cheap in Screwfix once, and I just screwed them to the wall so that I can screw my T-stack boxes, clip my T-stack boxes to it. This is actually my charging station. Inside here is a lot of chargers. And then this one here, sorry, is the Toughsystem 2 T-stack adapter plate. Okay, we'll go to the back and we'll look at the rest of the stuff. I have a Vanguard 3-piece roof rack on the roof, and then I have a 3-meter pipe tube, which I keep pipe and conduit and all that kind of stuff as well there. Okay. So again, the caddy, inside the caddy there, if I can just do it. So this is my kind of go-to if I'm going to a customer's house for just doing random hanging bits and pieces, and there's Corfix bits in there, I think there is, yeah, if we're doing TVs. This is just hanging stuff, that's what this box is. Okay, if you take down the box, you find of all bits and pieces, screw boxes in here with drill bits, posi bits. These are like caps, screw caps, big wipes. Then I have a bucket with a drain down hose. There's another vacuum inside there for the one that slings over your shoulder. It's at the bottom. That does all your that I use with my SDS. I have a little bit of waste pipe with a lid on it, and inside there I keep all my straps nice and tidy. There's a couple of Japanese cheapy, very cheap Japanese saws at the back there, and then these are my shoe covers for going into customers' houses. A couple of clamps and a couple of pry bars. I usually have rags thrown on top there as well. I've clamps everywhere. I've yet to find a good place to keep my clamps. So I have them up here, I have them anywhere that'll hang. I have a small bag of plaster that I work out of. It's just quick filler. And then on this side we have, get rid of that, T-stack. This is my electrical box. So I have like machine screws, Wago boxes, fuses, clips, screwdrivers. To be honest, most of my tools, I don't use any of these tools really. Most of my tools are in that bag. But if I need stuff, they're in there. Sockets and switches, they're all in there. Boxes are all in there. And then there's cable in the bottom. And then just random bits and pieces inside there. There's all my Wagos are inside in the top there in the box. Then down the side here, I have floor protection. I have the Dewalt fold-out table, which is a great piece of kit. I have a step ladder, the small steps. I generally don't keep the big steps on me, but sometimes if I know what I'm doing during the day, I'll throw it in the van. I have a plumb tub, which just hangs up there. For doing radiators, I actually do a lot of radiators, but plumb tub is handy enough. Where's my drop cloth? Down here. Underneath the drop cloth is a little paint tin, and then the vacuum hose for my dry hoover with the Dewalt airlock system on it. And then I have the airlock adapters. I 3D printed a load of them so I can attach them to all my bits and pieces. So there's one on the end of the vacuum hose there, and then all my tools that didn't have airlock on them, I 3D printed and put them on so that I can pretty much attach it to all of my tools. And then I have 2 coats on the back. I don't have anything hanging off the back doors. Really, other than my coats. I do plan on kind of saying, will I put stuff on here? I feel like every time I slam the door, everything will just fall off, so I've never done it. Oh, I show you what I do when I'm getting sheets of timber. So it's a full sheet, 8x4 sheet fits in there perfectly. It just fits that high in here. Now obviously the roof goes up here, but it just clears to slide in. So what I do is I move the bag over and move the bandsaw over, and then underneath here I have this bar. So telescopic. Okay, so what I do, if you look down here, there's a couple of holes in the floor. So I take my bar and it's extendable. There's a few holes drilled up there. I put my pin back in there, take this away, and then if I ever have plasterboard or sheets of plywood or anything, or OSB, so there's a few holes along there so I can move it out, and there's a couple of holes down there, and it just sits down and it stops it from falling over. It's rattly there now, but it actually holds it pretty tight. Yeah, so I think that's it. That is my van. That's my van.